When COVID-19 hit, those of us in Miami County, there's 4 of us that work at various libraries. We all had 3D printers, and the CDC and the NIH had come out with some recommendations of groups getting together and printing things with 3D printers. There were some concerns, and we had some conference calls, and we wondered if we could help, and it turned out the answer was yes. The beginning of the idea was I received a phone call from one of our board members here at the Paola Free Library, and he was approaching us to see if we could print some face shields. So we got together, and that was on a Wednesday. By Wednesday evening, we had a group together and we're ready to go. Our first point of contact to start printing these was at the Miami County Sheriff's Office, and they're in charge of the county's emergency response.
He offered to provide whatever we needed face shield wise. It was a real blessing. He was able to supply us in a short amount of time, and we were able to get those out to the fire and EMS crews, law enforcement, and our nursing homes.
To print the shields takes anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half to do one. So we would sometimes, I'd come into the library in the morning, start a job on 2 or 3 printers, come back in the evening, 12 hours later, and start the process over. And that's how we did it for weeks and weeks and weeks. We would just continue printing.
Peter and his crew produced about 1,200 face shields for us. We found out that our healthcare providers had no face shields at all. So Peter and his folks, they were our last line of defense in getting the PPE that our providers needed. It made a big difference.
One of the first times I personally saw one in use was at the Miami County Sheriff's Department. I was dropping off some shields to Mark Whalen, and their bin inspector was out, and he was wearing one. So seeing him in it, knowing I played a role in it, was very cool.
When I think of a library, I think of a place to get books or use computers and all that. Going forward, a library can actually do a lot more things than most people think they can. And check it out. You never know what they can do for you.